Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivate with K.A.T. And if you're here for the first time, my name is Kathy Belletti, and we are getting into the top leadership skills that are the most useful. So let's get to it. The first thing is empathy. And it's interesting because this is actually one of those skills that you would assume people automatically have, but they don't. And it's lacking severely in leadership. You have to understand that your employees, they want to be heard, they want to be understood, they want to know that you understand their circumstances. And unfortunately, too many times we hear leaders telling employees to leave their drama at the door. First of all, the fact that you are dismissing your employees' trauma as drama is a problem all in itself. But if you are trying to really build a relationship and to build rapport with your team members and with your employees, you have to get their buy in. And the easiest way to do that is to treat them like regular people. Treat them like people that have families, people that have lives. They actually want to get to know you on a personal level, and you should be the same way. Because if you show empathy for your employees, now they see you as a human being too. And they also see you as a person who has their best interest at hand. So when it comes to empathy, that is so critical. And it's actually a skill that's severely underused. Okay. The second thing is active listening. All right. So here's the deal. As leaders, you have an agenda. Okay. There's things that you want to say. And I'll give you a perfect example. You're about to have a meeting, a one-on-one with one of your staff members, and you've been having a problem with this person for the absolute longest time. So you've had it. Now you get into the meeting with this person, you already arranged what you was going to say, what tone you were going to use. Now you're talking to this person, you're like, I know that I'm going to get point 1, 2, and 3 out, and this is how the meeting is going to go. However, that employee throws you a curveball, right? So now they start bringing up things that you never even considered, or a couple of instances that you were unaware of. Guess what? Now, what you originally set out to discuss, it shifts. Why does it shift? Because you are active listening. What happens sometimes when people lack this skill is, even if you have an agenda, it does not matter what the person says, your conversation never makes a shift because you are only concentrated on what you need to get out. So you have people who listen to understand, and you have people who listen just to respond. But if you go in there with an agenda, one thing that you're not in control of is what your employees actually have to say. So if you're really actively listening, you may plan to say one thing, but then based on what they say, you may have to divert what your original conversation was going to be, because now you are responding appropriately to what your employees are saying. So this is why active listening is so critical, because now it makes your employees feel like, oh my gosh, somebody's actually listening to what I have to say. All right. The third thing is keeping it cool, but not making your employees feel like your computer. So let's say, for instance, there was this really bad meeting or this critical company-wide meeting, and as an employee, oh, your boss is going to be pissed, right? But then all of a sudden, your boss walks out and they're cool, calm, and collective, like nothing happened at all. Sometimes you may lose respect from your team members because now they no longer see you as human. They see you as somebody who's trying to put on the front. Because when it comes to certain things that happens in life in general, there's certain ways that people are going to react, right? So you're not expecting your boss to pick up an entire PC and throw it across the room, right? But your employees actually want to see that they know that you were affected because you are human. But at the same time, you're keeping your cool. You're teaching them how to handle themselves when they face these types of critical situations. So that's something that you're going to have to balance, because I've worked for managers who've broken laptops in half, turned absolutely red and started cursing all different types of things. Some words you never even heard of before, right? And now you have to ask yourself, Is that a leadership style that I want to follow? Because one thing that you have to understand is that your staff members, if you're the leader, that means that they want to follow you, right? And you don't want to confuse your team members by really taking a step back and saying, I don't think that I want to follow that type of person, right? You have to be able to lead by example. So it's okay with showing feelings because you are human. But now on the other side, you have to be able to balance and manage that. Your team can see you weak. That's fine because you're human, right? But at the same time, now they're going to be watching to see what you're going to do next and how you're going to handle yourself in those types of situations. That's a true leader. All right. So don't forget the first thing is empathy. Come on, treat your employees like they're people. They have real circumstances and families, right? The second thing is active listening. It's not all about you. And remember, leaders can be corrected. And the third thing is keep your cool. All right, because they're going to be looking at you so that they know what they should do next. If you find this information helpful, make sure you give it a like and make sure that you share this with another leader who you think it can really help. And most importantly, subscribe because if you enjoyed this material, you do not want to miss any future videos. Until next time, see you in the next video.